something a little bit different today. We're still at Back Home on the Farm, Hess Greenhouse, and we have a lot of adults who are coming in to get plants for gardens that they're making with their kids, whether grandkids or their own kids or just kids that they're with every day while we're stuck inside and stuck at home this time for the coronavirus. I'm going to start talking about some things that you can discuss with your kids when you're putting your gardens in and as you start getting your fruits and vegetables out. We're going to start with this big guy right here because he's just a big guy and I'm afraid he's going to fall over. So this is a tomato plant. We have over 40 varieties of these in the greenhouse. This one right here is going to have larger fruit than this. We have large tomatoes, large red tomatoes. And we want to talk about the parts of the plant. When you put the plant in, you can talk to the kids about what I call the feet, or the roots of the plant, and how the roots bring up the water into the trunk of the tomato, which of course is this piece, the strong part, the trunk, like our bodies are strong. And you can talk about how the water, the nutrients come out of the soil and into the stems of the plant, and then to the leaves. And the leaves are the areas that we call the factories that make the food for the plant and take in the sun. And then once that is done, when you start getting flowers on your tomato plants and others, you can show your students, your kids, how the flower comes at the bottom of the fruit, which is the tomato, and that ask them whether they have vegetables or fruit, because most of us call tomato a vegetable, but it's truly the fruit of a plant. Okay, so I'm going to take him down. And let's talk about some other plants that I have here. Similar as the tomato plant, we have a squash plant right here. And you see the beautiful big squash blooms. And inside, I'll bring this closer. I hope you can see that we have little squash growing inside. And this is in a hanging pot. So squash, again, would be the fruit of the plant. And I have some plants here that we can talk about. You can also have your kids guess which vegetable fruit comes from which plant. In this case, you guys can go ahead and guess out there and see if you know. Is this a lettuce? Is this a kale? What is it? It's actually a broccoli. And when you eat broccoli, you're eating the leaf. We call the flower, the florets of the broccoli. The broccoli comes up from the middle of the plant. It'll spread out right here. That's the part that we eat. What is this guy? Pretty easy, huh? Lettuce. Again, we eat the leaves right out of the ground. In this case, you can eat the whole plant. Now this one, if you have some plants at home, you may think, when it came up, was it a cucumber or a cantaloupe or a watermelon or squash? They kind of all look the same when they're little. But this is actually a straight 8 cucumber, which is similar to the one we have here. This one came from the grocery store. We're really looking forward to getting them from the plants that we have, as I know you guys are. And this is also a cucumber plant. This is a bush cucumber. And as you can see, we have the leaves, we have the stems, we have the flower. And then I turned him around the wrong way. He has a little tiny cucumber in here, right there. And you can show them that the flower comes off the end of the cucumber and it'll just fall off. Sometimes you hear about blossom end rot on tomatoes, and that's why it's called blossom end rot, because the blossom's on the end of the fruit. We also have some vegetables that we do not eat the leaves on. Asparagus are called stem vegetables. They come straight out of the ground, looking just like this, straight up when we eat the plant. On the cucumbers, corn. Corn grows on a stalk, and you'd be amazed how many students, how many kids don't know that corn actually grows on the stalk out there, the big stalks that we see all over our area, and that those are the ones you peel down and eat, and that you either have sweet corn that we eat, or we have corn for the animals, or in our case we have corn for corn maze. Carrots are a little different. You can also ask your kids, where would you find the carrot in a plant? Because a carrot plant will look similar to a lettuce on top of the ground, and you find the carrot underground. Carrots are root vegetables. And so we do not eat the leaves on that. We eat what comes out of the ground. So here we are again, we have leaf vegetables, we have a stem vegetable, root vegetables, and we have our normal fruit vegetables that we call fruits, which don't want to go off our plants. And again, don't forget, we've got fruits, we have stems, we have leaves, we have blooms, and in this case we have a squash, so we will have the fruit of the plant. We really miss our field trip kids. This is what we'll be doing today. We'll be teaching field trips, and we'll be teaching them about parts of the plant and the parts of the plants that we eat and that we grow. So you guys, this is kind of a just to honor our kids and say that we miss you having you guys out here, and our great teachers. We miss you guys so much and wish you could be out here with us. We look forward to next spring, and hopefully we can have field trips out here this fall. Keep a lookout on our Facebook page. We don't just have the greenhouse. This is Back Home on the Farm. And if we're able to open late this spring, early this summer, or even later on in the summer, we have slides and we have flower mazes, we have a carousel, all kinds of fun for the kids. They'll get them out of the house, and we love to have you guys here. Just keep an eye on our Facebook page, and that will let you know what's going on in the greenhouse and at Back Home on the Farm. You folks take care, enjoy your plants to this same day. Till I see you again.